Welcome to Cackling in the Void.
Ashley.
And I'm Kaylee.
Let's see if the void echoes back today.
Welcome back to our void of absolutely nothingness. And here we are.
Yes, we are.
Today we're going to talk a little bit more about pride flags and the history of things. Ashley, go. And we're also going to do some Reddit stories as well. So that'll be
because
super
they're fun. And
yes,
last time was super fun to kind of see what was happening. So we thought it'd be fun to do more Reddit stories. And we found a good couple that we're excited about. So
yes, I'm very excited.
Yes. But we're going to start off with first, we hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the episode. And then we're going to talk about history of the pride flag and things like that. Mm-hmm. So the rainbow flag or pride flag was originally, it is a symbol of LGBTQ pride, social movements, as well as a peace symbol. The colors reflect diversity of the LGBTQ community and the spectrum of human sexuality and gender. And it began in San Francisco, California, and has become a common LGBTQ rights symbol worldwide.
Hell yeah.
Look at that. And so then, let's see. So it's originally, Gilbert Baker was an American artist and activist known for designing the rainbow flag. He was born in 1951 in Kansas.
Wow.
And he served in the United States Army from the 70s to 72. After he was discharged, he learned to sew and became involved in gay rights and the movements in San Francisco. He was influenced by his friend Harvey Milk, who was a gay rights activist, and he was really called about the openness and he wanted to note and support the truth among the gay people. And he saw a flag as a way to express this and express identity, and he created this flag as a symbol for their movement. The first flags appeared on June 25th, 1978, during San Francisco's Gay Freedom Day Parade celebration.
Yes.
And according to a profile published by Bay Area Reporter in 85, Baker chose the rainbow motif because of its associations with the hippie movement of the 60s, but he also noted that the use of the designs dates all the way back to ancient Egypt. People also speculated that he was inspired by the song Over the Rainbow. And he and then also he's when they asked him, he said he was more about Rolling Stones and their song She's a Rainbow, but he was also likely influenced by the Brotherhood flag, which is 5 horizontal stripes to represent different races: red, white, brown, yellow, black. And it's also popular among world peace movements and the hippie movements during the 60s. But I feel like I heard it in passing, but I also just recently learned that it's the colors represent different things.
Yes.
I didn't fully realize that. And so if we're looking at the flag where it's not just the red, orange, yellow, green, turquoise, indigo, but you have the pink at the top and violet on the bottom as well. I was like, wow, colors. Descriptions that aren't red, white, blue. Anyway. Not red, white, blue. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple is what I meant to say.
Good job.
Thank you. Anyway, so the pink represents sex. Red represents life. Orange represents healing. Yellow represents sunlight. Green represents nature. Turquoise represents magic and art. Indigo represents serenity. Violet represents spirit.
Interesting.
And then, wow. It's getting into kind of more of the actual decades and stuff. From 78 to 79, the original had the 8 flags, what I just read, which when it starts at pink gets to violet. And then they changed it up to a 79 where it's just the 6. So excluding pink and purple or violet. And so technically it was modified to 7. So it got rid of pink first, and then it got rid of indigo.
Okay.
It didn't get rid of violet, got rid of indigo.
Interesting, yeah.
And
so
then,
it's only 6 of them on the flag now.
Yeah. And then
6 colors, there's obviously a lot more now.
in 1989, the rainbow flag became further nationwide during the U.S. after John Stout sued his landlord and won when they attempted to prohibit him from displaying the flag in West Hollywood, California, of his apartment balcony. And in 2000, the University of Hawaii changed its sports team name from Rainbow Warriors to Warriors and redesigned its logo to eliminate the rainbow from it. The athletic director initially said the change was to distance the school's athletic program from homosexuality. When this drew criticism, he then said that it was to merely avoid brand confusion.
Mm.
And then in 2004, several gay businesses in London were ordered by Westminster City Council to remove the rainbow flag from their premises as it displayed required planning permission. When one shop applied for permission, they refused the application, and then in November of 2005, they announced the reversal of that policy, saying they can have it up. And then in 2015, Modern Art Museum in Manhattan added the rainbow flag to its design collection. The flag was also included in a 2025 exhibit. That is a very big name.
I love that for us.
Pirouette Turning Points Design 2025 exhibit.
Nice. Good job.
I got there. And then on June 26, 2015, the White House was illuminated in rainbow flag colors when it was legalized. When same
Wow.
Same-sex marriage was legalized.
There we go. I was like,
I got there.
What is happening here? Yes.
No idea. And then, of the most importance, obviously, an emoji version of the flag was formally proposed in July 2016 and released that November. Yep.
Because, emojis are important.
Obviously. And then there's like tons of different flags, so it's kind of like if you get into like Gil Baker's 9-stripe flag. He originally Gilbert Baker created a 9-stripe flag in March 2017, adding lavender stripe to symbolize diversity. Baker created this flag in response to the 2016 election.
Makes sense, yeah.
And then, if you look at pride flags, like there's tons of different ones now where they have added like brown and black to it. They've added like where they have like the triangle on one side.
It's actually called
called the Progress Pride flag. Yes. The one with the triangle.
It's not a triangle. It's a chevron.
So sorry.
Yeah, it's actually there's a name for it. I looked it up.
So sorry. How dare I? The Philadelphia 8-stripe flag was adopted and designed, that's where you get the brown stripes to draw attention to people of color that are part of the LGBTQ community. Yeah. And there's tons of different, like if you kind of look that there's so many different ones, even just like representing pride. That's not even getting into like bi, pan, lesbian,
yeah,
gay.
absolutely,
and like getting into all of like the more like I don't know how to say niche, but like as you kind of break it down,
underrepresented,
and, like, everybody gets their own flag. But this is just talking about like pride flag and like the rainbow flag that we all know, and how it's really interesting to see how it's changed and how it's adapted and how there's tons of different ones where like there's the progress flag. The new pride flag actually is where you have like the 6 colors that of the rainbow, and then you have like the stripe across like the top left of it of white, pink, blue, brown, and black.
Yeah, I like
so
how I was like, I love how inclusive like our pride flags have now become, that we're not just like I just feel like I like how it has changed, because it does feel like pride for all. And, there are certain people and groups that are very, like, underrepresented and that should be represented more and should be more visible and should be protected. And I am, proud that we get to have this on our flag and that we get to, do that. And I also love how the designs over the years have changed and adapted, and the community has stood behind that, accepted that, realizes that, this is kind of what we want,
Yeah.
We want a very inclusive.
Inclusivity. Oh my God.
Inclusivity.
Thank you, that.
That was a very hard word to say. That's
That was
crazy.
But it's really cool if, like, this is, like, in each country, kind of could have their adaptations of it. It's like, this is
that's so
of
fun.
South Africa. Right?
Wow. That's cool.
Which, that's in half a continent. South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's interesting. Like, Poland has them. Salt Lake City added a flower.
What is the flower for? Can I ask? I mean, I'm sure it has a meaning. I don't know what the flower means.
Can't tell you.
That's okay. That's okay.
But
it's still
tons
cool.
Of different ways it's still cool.
Yeah, it's still cool, and it's fun to see how, like, number one, across, like, worldwide, how it looks different, how it's changed. But it's also, like, the fact that everybody within the LGBTQ community knows that, like, what the flag means, and, like, knows that we are accepted, that it's cool to see it. It's fun.
Exactly.
Fun history.
I agree. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our little history. Do you have anything else you want to add to our little history section?
I mean, history's cool. We should learn more. We should go to museums.
Museums are cool.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, wow, we should learn more. I'm going to take a history class, a Pride history class. Do they offer those in school? Is that like a...
That is not a thing.
Me, I was like, I've not gone to school in a very long time. What is that?
I had to learn about the history of LGBTQ, but it was like for a week. Or two. Like, it was a unit.
Oh, in your...
History class. Which class? Recent American history.
Interesting.
Yeah. Gotta learn about the Stonewall riots. All the things. I gotta learn about that in high school, too.
That's fun.
Shockingly.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
But anyway, history's cool. It's fun. It's fun to, listen to it. And it's also fun to know where everything comes from. And I think that we should all be, appreciative of that.
I agree. Because if you don't know history, it repeats itself.
Yeah.
And why would we want to do that? Just saying. That doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
Yeah, well.
But Haley is going to start us
other plans
off today. I don't even have it open. So I just got to listen.
Yes, I am going to go ahead and start off our Reddit stories. We're going to do a true off my chest Reddit
and these are
story.
Still involving LGBTQ.
Yes.
For this whole month, we'll be doing Reddit stories that involve LGBTQ.
Yes, we hope.
Things.
Also, if you guys have any, like, Reddit stories you guys want to read or want to hear or, like, see that you think are interesting.
Subreddits or something. Like,
yeah, or, like, subreddits or even, like, I was like, the subreddits that you like to read the most, like, drop it down in the comments.
We're not huge Redditors. I've skimmed, but we need help.
It's still fun. And I really do enjoy doing this. It is a lot of fun. But it's going to be true off my chest. And it's Ashley's already laughing.
I know the story name.
Asexual wife gave me the weirdest kink and I love it.
I love that for them. Good for them. I do
too.
That's my first thought.
I love that for them. I was like, do you think as an asexual, do you think you have weird kinks? Do you think that's a thing? Do you think this is like a thing for you?
I feel like being asexual does not necessarily mean that. You know what I mean? Like, being asexual doesn't give you kinks. Does that make sense? Like, okay, good. I was like, Kaylee, hold on.
No. That's not, sorry. I'm sorry if that's how it sounded. That's not what I'm asking. I'm just saying, like, as an asexual, do you think that you have odd kinks?
Not uncommon.
Yeah, see? That's what I
See,
mean.
not uncommon ones. I feel like there's a couple that I'm like, oh well, but but not like out there.
That's so funny. Um, sorry.
Sorry, everybody that had to listen to that, but that's okay. I love that. Continue.
Needed to use a throwaway for this one. I'm too embarrassed to create this post on my main. That's my
Kaylee already judging.
I'm so sorry. Just the way that was phrased, I was like, I'm so sorry. But it's okay. I'm so sorry. My 31M wife, 32F, came out asexual 4 years ago of our relationship. We were married for 6, together for 10. She said that she is not interested in intimacy with anyone, and it does not feel much. However, she said that she would take care of my needs. At first, my pride took a huge hit. I always believed both sides being fulfilled in an intimate life is a must. I mean, I kind of agree with that.
I love that. Yeah.
But I was like, how do you feel?
Me so far.
So far?
I also get hurt. Like I get the. I have thoughts, but I can't. We need to keep going because I need to see where it goes because I have thoughts of. Yeah.
I brought toys and tried. I'm so sorry.
Kaylee had to stop reading. Whoa. I mean, that's not shocking. Love you, Kaylee.
I'm so sorry.
Just that she needed to breathe for a second, guys.
I brought toys and tried hours of kissing and foreplay to no avail. To no avail sometimes. She said that there was not any charge, but she liked kissing and caressing me. I'm so sorry.
So valid.
I'm so sorry. I was like I didn't realize that this would be so intimate, but I guess it should have been. But I was like, I guess I should have known. But I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Title.
I was like, oh.
I think Kaylee's the one getting flustered.
Sorry, I did lose my place. She said there wasn't any change, but she liked kissing and caressing me. I love her a lot and still do. So I came to peace with her being asexual, and my weird kink kicked out in the first year of our marriage. Sorry, there was a typo, and that was very confusing for me because it says in our kicked out in our first year of our marriage.
Oh, got it.
So I was like, sorry, there was a typo, and I dyslexic brain was crazy.
Valid.
You see, she would make sure to kiss me, touch me, and please me during intimacy, even though she was not interested in intimacy. I thought our intimate life would be boring and dull. We used to do, and still have, a fixed schedule for intimacy. We made sure both consisted. You think that's interesting?
Having a fixed schedule? I feel like that's. Continue. I could see it working for some people. I don't know if it'd work for me.
Interesting.
I don't think it would work. Actually, I know for a fact that wouldn't work for me.
Okay.
No.
Interesting. It's only because I know a lot of people that have fixed schedules.
Really? I don't know if I know one person that does.
Really?
Yeah.
No, like, I mean, sometimes you just have to like schedule it in. Like your life is really busy and like you just like need to need
No, I
assurance that
understand.
it's
No,
going
for
to
sure.
happen
I
at like a certain
understand.
time, I guess. But like also like sometimes like people get really busy and like you just kind of have to plan things a little
No,
bit
for sure.
better.
No, I understand. No, I
Hmm.
understand the idea and the
But also
concept.
it's like the like if they've been married for so long, like these people have been married for quite a long
6 years.
time,
Yeah.
you know, together for 10 though.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Mm. And we still have a fixed schedule for intimacy. We made sure both consisted for it and we are happy with it. It was frequent, 3 to 4 days a week. That's really good.
Good for
That's
them.
yeah, good for them. Wow. Wow. um a week, and we did not reduce that number even after 6 years of marriage. Holy fuck. Good for them. Jesus. She made sure she made sure I enjoyed it to the fullest every time. She was receptive and giving. After some point it had become addictive and I loved indulging myself in her body. I did not have to worry about myself with pleasuring her. She did everything uh with consistency uh to uh to please me, and I enjoyed intimacy better that way. I was just confused on my pleasure. After a long week of work, I leave myself in her arms to relieve stress. There is just a weird sensation, a feeling about it I can't even describe. I felt bad at first. I questioned myself. I was thinking of my wife to be.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's crazy. That was a crazy thing. I'm so sorry. Me, I was like, maybe I was not the right person to read it because I feel like I stop a lot. Um, I feel bad at first for questioning myself. I was thinking of my wife to be just a flesh/intimacy toy. That, yeah, immediately.
That's a crazy
Um,
thing to say.
that's, yep. Did she really want it? I voiced my feelings and honesty to my wife, and she said if I enjoyed it that much and having fun, it's even better for her because she loves pleasuring me, my experiences, my sounds I make when I enjoy myself. This has become a routine for 6 years now. Yesterday was my birthday, and she rocked my world in bed. To be honest, I'm not sure if I could come back to a normal intimacy after that. One side complete pleasure, the other one and the other side is the only pleasure to is and the only thing that pleasures him is my pleasure thinking about. I'm so sorry. That was a very confusing sentence. One side complete pleasure, the other one and the other side has only pleasure to think about.
I see what he's saying.
Yes, sorry. It just sounds odd. Mm. Um, Too addicting, way too much. My wife might have given me the weirdest kink on earth. I could not have her in any other way right now. LOL. I'm sorry. I Ashley?
I understand the as an asexual, I understand the no, it's okay. Like, it's I just want to pleasure you and it's fine. I understand that because I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
like I get that. Um, and there is like it is like fulfilling to do still. Um, And me, some of that, wow, shock, the baffled of that one thing when you were like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm still, hold on, I'm like going back. I had a thought and I forgot what my thought was in the beginning. Because I was like, hold on, I need to see where it goes. What was I?
I think it was like one of those things where it was like I I understand what he's trying to say and I understand the kink that he has, but to be quite honest, I just don't like the way that he said it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like, it's one of those things where it's like he personally prefers a stone cold person, like top, basically.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they're called. And so it's like I understand like not knowing like the language or like how to
Yeah.
approach that, but I think that it sounded really icky. Me. I think it sounded really icky when he referred to his wife like that. And I'm
Yes.
glad that he questioned himself.
Yes. I do love the communication that seems to be happening though.
Mhm.
It seems very like they feel comfortable with each other and they're talking with each other like, "Hey,
Mhm.
I thought this and I need to tell you about it because I felt weird about it."
Yeah, for sure.
I do like the communication that's happening because that is a big
Mhm.
thing because I do I remember
Mm.
the how it has to be like two ways. How pleasure has to
Yeah.
go both ways. And I agree that pleasure has to go both ways, but someone's pleasure can look differently. So like her
Yes.
pleasure is pleasuring him
Mhm.
versus like getting the pleasure physically herself. She's getting it more mentally,
Yes.
whereas he's getting it more physically.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Also, yeah, no, the I just said for me, like, I don't know, the fixed time thing. I've heard of people doing it. I do know, I guess I do know a couple people that do it. Uh, I don't know. I just feel because, we've talked about it on the podcast, like, because I have chronic pain, I feel like I would get more anxious doing that because I'm like, oh no, like, I don't feel good
Mm.
today. And I know it doesn't need to be a fix, like, oh, you have to do it this day because of that.
Mhm.
But I feel like because of that, I'd be like, oh, what if I'm like a lot of pain that day? And now I'm like, okay. And then it's gonna like be leading up to not as much fun. I feel like for me personally. What are your thoughts, Kaylee?
I think it is really just that I just don't enjoy how he said it. I think
Yeah.
that like there is like certain things like this one commenter said, although your arrangement sounds sorry, bleh, unconventional, it also sounds very loving, balanced, and healthy. Like you said,
Yeah.
I love the communication that's happening. It's doing really, really good. Um, as long as it is working for both of you,
Mhm.
I fail to see any issue. Keep spoiling each other and, living your lives the way that you do.
Yeah.
And I think
And
that's
that's what
like
it is. Each
really,
couple
yeah.
is different. Like every person has their own needs. Every couple has their own needs, and it's how you go about it and how you're gonna do that is something you navigate as a couple, and that's really a very in obviously being intimate and stuff like that in that way is something that not all the time, but majority of the time is between the couple only.
Hmm.
And so it's something that you need to navigate as a couple by like and that's just such a
Yeah.
big thing because it is such an intimate thing to do. And so but it's I feel like every time like there is a very conventional thought process where it's like no like that's we like why would they do that like because even in the beginning where he's saying oh like I always thought it had to be pleasured both sides and
Yeah.
like but she is getting pleasure just in a different way and so thinking about it in that different light.
Hmm. I also love how like a lot of commenters like are asexual and they're like, we really do relate to your wife a lot. Like we
Yes.
understand like where she's coming from. Like, um,
Uh-huh.
and
I
like
do. I
this
understand.
one
Yeah.
person like did say like, that they struggled something very similarly like with her and like their spouse and things like that. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, it seems very supportive.
Yeah. I love how supportive
Hmm.
it seems.
Yeah,
So what were your thoughts?
I so it's one of those things where it's like I understand like from the asexual side about how this could technically be like a mildly wholesome story. I just think, like, from a partner standpoint or from somebody who's not asexual and, like, obviously this is, like, OP is, like, the non-asexual person in this
Yeah.
relationship. I did not like the language that they chose to use because I do feel like it was slightly disrespectful, like, to his partner,
There
like,
were
to
certain
their
things that he
partner.
said that I was
There
like,
and
whoa.
and I do think, like, it's one of those things where it's like hey, I do think that phrasing matters because it's like it does sound like you and your wife have a lot of communication, but the way that you're saying it makes it seem like at like the first part, like the way that you say it makes it seem like you wouldn't have that communication, but you do obviously have that communication, but it's just like I think there's like other ways to put that is more respectful, and also just like I personally feel like that would be a thought that I would only share with my partner in
Yeah.
that type of language. I think that it's okay to like express that and say that like I had like a hard time adjusting to my spouse being that way because
Yeah.
of the way I looked at intimacy and pleasure. But then just to like compare her specifically to a toy,
Yeah.
for me
That's why I was like,
was
whoa, sir.
was was the part where I'm like, I just think that the phrasing and the lingo of it made me really uncomfortable. Not
Yes. So that
necessarily
part did make me
because
uncomfortable. It's the
not really because like it's like one of those things where it's like the kink doesn't make me uncomfortable. I like that makes sense, especially like, from an asexual standpoint, it makes a lot of sense that they find pleasure in giving their partner pleasure. That makes sense to
yeah.
me. Um, and from like the other perspective, I understand that they find pleasure when their partner is pleasuring them and they don't need to necessarily reciprocate that. I
Yeah.
understand that, but it's just the way that they were compared to the object. And I'm not
Yeah.
like, but obviously that is just something that they work through. And I hope
Yeah.
that they, you know, always keep that communication and,
It's
maybe
the for
update
me it's the
their language.
yeah. And it's the that you could I'm happy he told his wife that's what he thought, but
Mhm.
he could have left that part out. I just added that's such a personal conversation. Like you said, like respecting the wife in that sense.
Yeah, I just think that it's like it's one of those things where it's like like once again, I'm not uncomfortable because of the kink because the kink is fine. Like that makes sense. Great.
Yeah.
That's that's what you like.
It,
That's
it was that
okay.
specific
But it's
phrasing.
the specific
Yeah.
comparison to the object that made me a little bit more uncomfortable. And I think like that was the thing where it's
Yeah.
like it's not the kink that is for me the thing that was like, I don't know if I loved that. It was really that phrasing where I was like that the comparison for
Yes.
me, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only thing that's like, how I felt about it, but it makes sense to like have that. And I also understand like where he's like, "Oh, I think that it's interesting that he phrased it this way because it's like one of those things where it's like it seems very obvious that that they currently at this point in time really love each other and do not want to separate.
Mhm.
But it's just like the way
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, I don't think I could ever go back." And it's like one of those things where it's like, "I don't think you are, buddy. Like I feel like your
Yeah.
marriage is pretty secure. You guys communicate enough and like you don't have to worry about that." You
Yeah.
know?
I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Are
Mhm.
we ready to move on to the next story?
Yep. Here we
Let's do
go.
it. So this one, let me pull it up. Should have had it pulled up. Now it's loading. A little Reddit man is running on my screen. Before we
So
start the next story, though,
Yes, we're going to do the update. I want to clear things up upon a Redditor comment. I was trying to make sure I try to make sure that she is emotionally satisfied and give back to her. Her love language is gift giving and compliments. I make sure to arrange 2 date nights every week with small gifts and every other week as well to make her emotionally satisfied. I grew up in a world full of women in a house as well. So I am used to doing chores and I make sure to do more than 50% of all of the housework and let her rest and spend time doing whatever she would like in her remaining time. Um, if we have problems about each other's behavior, we do a quote kitchen talk and make sure to communicate. We haven't had one in over 3 years. Overall, it's pretty good. We're considering um convincing we're considering conceiving next year after finishing our mortgage payments. Wow, very responsible. Um by the way, I also learned the dynamic between us. I love that he actually said this. I also learned that the dynamic between us is called a service top and a pillow princess.
Good for
I love
him.
that yeah. According to some Redditor comments in common of the LGBTQ/lesbian community, I learned that a pillow princess. I learned I am a pillow princess. A new day and a new knowledge. LOL. I also have been seeing comments about their dynamic spouses as well, and I love to learn new things about it. I'm not the only weird one out here. Oh. So that's nice. I'm glad that they learned new
Yeah.
things and that they were able to like correct their language and really be like, "Hey, this is what this is," and things like
Yeah.
that. So,
And I love how he takes her out on dates like twice a week and then does the house like majority of the housework.
yeah. But I also like how they once again, I think that this dynamic shows that they do have a certain level of intimacy and that
Mm-hmm.
that you know, they provide for their partner in different ways and satisfy their needs in other ways as well. So
Yeah,
I kind of love that. And I'm
I
glad that
do. I'm
they,
glad we read the update.
yeah, found everything out and corrected themselves because I do think like language does matter, especially within like the kink community because it is one of those things where it's like it's fun, it's cool and it's like whatever, but also at the same time it can be very serious and it's also one of those things where it's
Yeah.
like this is like an extremely intimate thing and
Mm-hmm.
should not be taken lightly and should be treated with respect and things like that. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree. But moving on to our next story. This is true off my chest that was put into best of Redditor updates. So we love that. So nope, not true off my. Today I fucked up. Was the term. I was like, true off my chest. That isn't an abbreviation for that because it's not. Makes sense. Today I
Makes sense,
fucked
makes
up
sense.
by telling my parents I was gay to avoid their arranged marriage proposals. That's wild.
I love how it's proposals. Like there's an S
Multiple.
on it. Like there's
Yeah.
multiple.
So I'm pretty straight. Maybe slightly bi if we count femboys. Let's get that out of the way first. I'm also an Indian
Okay.
American male around 26 years of age. I'd also like
Mm-hmm.
to clear up some misconceptions around arranged marriage. A lot of non Indians seem to think it's literally your parents choosing who you marry and that's it. That's not really the case. Instead, it's more like your parents tap in their network and find potential partners for you. And if you like each other's pics, then you guys meet in person and you decide whether or not you want to get married. So basically, your parents are Tinder and you get a meeting or two and decide whether or not you want to get married. It's not quite as bad as many you think it is, but the whole process feels super rushed and I'd rather date someone before I figure out if we're compatible or not. Understandable. Anyways, My parents have recently been getting on my case about getting married. Apparently, I'm getting older and need to settle down and give them grandchildren or something like that. Basically, every time I see them, which is fairly often since they live close by, they have a new potential match for me, a picture of some new girl, and ask me if I'd be willing to meet her. It's honestly super annoying, but I'm too non-confrontational to really put my foot down and say I don't want an arranged marriage. After all, if I do, there'd be an argument or at minimum interrogation about why I don't want one.
Mm,
Anyways, I was thinking of ways I can get them to stop harassing me about getting married, and the idea in the title popped into my head. I decided that'd be a lot easier just to come out as gay than to explain why I don't want an arranged marriage. My
that's
parents were
crazy.
fairly conservative, but weren't the types to disown their kids. And if I just said I was gay, I'd have a solid reason not to get an arranged marriage. I didn't
That's
like girls.
crazy.
That's insane.
Sorry, that's crazy.
Sorry. So, that's what I ended up doing last time I was visiting. They were showing me pictures of some girl, and I just looked at them in the eyes and said, Mom, Dad, I'm gay. I love that. They got really quiet and awkward and asked me if I was sure, and I said yes. My mom told me that they love me no matter what and to do what makes me happy. My dad got a lot more awkward
Aw,
and quiet, but later gave me a similar talk about how he was a bit uncomfortable with the idea, but recognizes that times are changing and I should do what makes me happy. Overall,
that's
I did
sweet.
feel kind of bad because of how genuinely my parents seemed to respond to me, but was happy with the result. They stopped giving me arranged marriage proposals and stopped showing me pictures of girls. No. That was until
Jesus.
last week. I visited them as usual and was greeted by my mom, who's more excited than usual. She sat me down and pulled out a binder with a bunch of pictures of guys. Apparently, my parents had spent the last month or so looking for any and all gay to Indian men who I
Oh,
could potentially marry. So now I guess I'm dealing with the exact same shit, but instead of being greeted with pictures of cute Indian girls, I get to see pictures of gay Indian dudes instead. Fuck my life. At this point,
I
the plan is
mean,
to either find a girlfriend or tell my parents she's totally turned me straight, or maybe marry a twink or something. I don't know.
okay, well, um, number one, I understand that culture is playing a huge role in this.
Yes.
Number two, I understand the idea and the fear of the disappointment in breaking the culture and telling your parents that you really just want to date first before like doing that.
Yeah.
And how it did seem at the time easier, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Especially
just
if you're non-confrontational. I guess I
yeah,
see
but
how
like
that.
I just feel like saying that you're gay may not have been, I don't know, for me I'm like I know it's really hard culturally. Like speaking like culturally
Yeah.
and, I understand, but also like wow, his parents are really caring. Can we just say that
Mm-hmm.
like his parents really truly want him to get married. And the fact that they took an entire month to track down all of the gay guys in their
I know. In a
area
binder. Not
that
even
they
online. In
think
a binder.
are like good for their son. Like I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's okay. But also you could have just said that you really wanted to date
Yeah.
first.
Um, One of the comments is OP. Mom, Dad, I'm gay. OP's parents. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's, that's
No,
really
literally.
funny.
No, they were like, "Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah." Like they're very accepting, but also like very persistent about this marriage thing. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The marriage thing is a big thing.
Yeah. And I'm not trying not to look at too many comments because this is on the best Redditor updates. Let me go to the
Yeah,
original
yeah.
post. So then we can read some comments there because I don't want to
Spoil anything.
spoil. Okay, wait, no, that also has the update.
Okay. Let's
Hold
just
on, let
read
me
the
make. Oh! I found the original post. I was like, I
I
don't
love
want the
that.
spoils. Okay. Um, Your parents really played the reverse Uno card. We full-heartedly accept these new terms and conditions. Challenge accepted.
Literally, yeah. They were like, all right, let's go. Okay,
That has
yeah, no worries.
12,000 upvotes.
Yeah. Literally, they're
I
like,
love that.
no worries, we got you.
Yeah.
You're gay? That's not a problem. No problem for us.
Yeah. I love she's in quotes, she sat me down and pulled out a binder with a bunch of pictures of guys. And then the comment says, I was going to post this as a joke, but the reality is 10 times better.
Like, I do think that is actually kind of funny. Like,
They spent a whole ass doing their research. OP's parents went from Tinder to Grindr real quick. Yeah. Okay, these comments are great. This is fucking hilarious and serves you right. This is life's way of saying you either got to learn how to set boundaries or deal with your parents bugging you about it. There's nothing you could do to avoid it. Yeah.
Like they're really, to be quite honest, of course, this situation definitely could have been avoided if he just told the truth and set the boundary of like, hey, I really want to date. I don't want an arranged marriage. But also, like, he is right. He could just marry a femboy because he could be bi.
Yeah.
Even though he's like, it's so funny the way that he phrased that. I was like, it seems like
yeah, like at the very beginning, he goes, "So I'm pretty straight, maybe slightly bi if we count femboys."
Yeah, so I'm like, okay.
So like, maybe. What if you find a nice man?
Yeah, you never know. That binder has a bunch of things in it. That binder must have a bunch of pictures. So like, you got a selection, and also all of the women that they already showed you. Large selection from both sides.
Large selection, man. Exactly. So the last comment we'll read, either they're calling you bluff, or you should really consider this. Maybe they do support you and your personal choices and are less interested in having grandchildren and more in giving you the best chances at not being alone in life. If you do follow the general advice and come clean, keep this in mind. They don't want you to marry a baby factory, in quotes. They want you to have a fulfilling life with a partner who supports and loves you and who is loved and supported in return.
Yeah.
I like that comment.
Wow. Okay. Very sweet, very wholesome.
But update. I'm so excited. What do you think's gonna happen? I don't know. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think that crazy thing. I hope that he goes through the binder and finds somebody that he really likes and chooses a guy.
Yeah, me too.
And then
that's my hope.
And then from the past pictures, after they become a couple, they find one of the girls that their parents chose, and then they become a throuple. And so it's two people that his parents chose for him.
I love that. And
then he can have both.
Exactly.
That's what I would want. But actually what I think is going to happen is I think that I think, at least I hope that he comes clean to his parents and is just like, hey, I don't want an arranged marriage, and talk to them about it.
That's my hope too. I hope that he comes clean, and even if he doesn't find a guy, like, I just hope he comes clean.
Yes, very much so.
And like talks to his parents. Okay, well, update. Hi everyone. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm the dude who came out as gay to avoid an arranged marriage. Anyways, I have an update for you. I read all the comments on the original post from people telling me to just tell my parents, questioning whether or not I was really straight, laughing at the admittedly fairly funny situation I'd got myself into, and a couple of people who were straight up mean. At the end of the day, though, posting here gave me the final push to do something. The weekend after I made the post, I visited my parents as always and resolved myself to tell them the truth. However, when I got there, my mom pushed the binder in my hands and I kind of lost my resolve to tell her. I decided to just play along. It was then that I remembered the people on the thread who made fun of me for liking femboys and whether or not I was really straight. I kind of took that to heart and decided to look at the binder of dudes in earnest to see if I liked any of them. To be honest, I'm glad I did. Most of the dudes were unattractive as expected, but I found a dude on there who I legitimately think is cuter and more feminine than the vast majority of girls I've seen. I told my mom I liked him, and she kind of joked around asking me what the point of being gay is when I wanted a dude who looked like a girl anyways.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
He
Sorry.
talked to his parents, and we had a meeting over Zoom, and overall it went really well. Me and him had a bunch of common interests. We're
Do
both
they not live
massive
close to
weebs
each
and
other?
history nerds. Huh?
Interesting that they did it over Zoom. Sorry.
I
Go
know.
back. Yeah,
When was
sorry.
this?
Continue.
3 years ago?
Obviously recently. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my
I mean,
God. Keep
Zoom, for
reading.
sure.
Now I'm like, did they get married?
I know. You're like, tell me now.
What happened?
And he also disclosed that he's apparently cross-dressed in private, which only made me like him more. In the end, we both decided we didn't want to rush into marriage and we wanted to do a dating trial run of sorts. I told my
I love
parents, and they were,
that.
in all caps, they were fine with it. My dad
Aww.
literally just told me as long as we have a marriage as an eventual goal and don't have sex before marriage, they didn't mind if we dated. Y'all, this literally whole shit show could have been avoided, LMFAO. Though I'm kind
Okay,
of
but
glad it
here's the
wasn't.
thing. Is like if it was avoided, he wouldn't have found his boyfriend.
I know.
Like,
Luckily, he lived in the same state as me, but he was still 3 to 4 hours away. So we mostly have
oh.
just had Discord calls and spent time together gaming over the past few weeks. This
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, though, we finally managed to meet up in person and have a date. And honestly, I think I'm kind of in love. Dude's cuter than any girl I've ever met, but unlike most girls, he's actually into the same things I am. Anyway, we ended up having a great day out on Saturday. Ended up staying over at his place for the weekend, though surprisingly I kept my promise to my dad and somehow avoided having sex.
Good for
Anyways,
him.
yeah, I'm back home and extremely happy with my decision to lie to my parents. Then again, is it really lying if it turned out to be true? I really do like him and will probably ask him to marry me in a couple months from now if nothing goes wrong.
Okay, well, first of all, I love this. This is one of the best updates ever because first
I
of all,
love that.
love it. Me being like, I don't know, is he straight?
It's comment. OP. I'm not gay. I'm just trying to get my parents off my back. OP when he opens the binder full of men. Shit. I might be.
But I once again love that his parents were like so understanding and they were like, we just want you to have like this as like an eventual goal, like just like know that know. I mean, traditionally a lot of people do believe that dating is at the end of the day to see if you are a match to be lifelong partners, whether that is marriage or literally just life partners, and you want to buy a house together, make big steps. It's like maybe there should be.
That was 3 years ago. Let me see if
That's crazy. But also I'm like, did they get married yet?
No updates.
What is this? I want to know about their wedding. How, what happened? Can I have pictures? Because
I'm so sorry. This one comment. So this was on the original one. I think it's kind of wholesome, the comment. I think it's really wholesome that I think this is really wholesome. I love the fact that your super conservative parents would accept you for being gay and supporting you by trying to arrange a gay marriage. I also find it interesting that taking the time to get to know someone before marriage is before marrying them is a bigger stretch than being gay. Then OP responded, for my dad's many monologues in recent weeks about how, in quotes, Hinduism is completely fine with the gays, I don't think it's really the same as in Christianity. Conservatism in Hinduism, at least for my parents, is mostly about following the 4 stages of life, maintaining a traditional lifestyle, and doing proper rituals. They found it relatively easy to find and replace the marriage parts with gay marriage. And yeah, I think my parents would legitimately be more disappointed if I brought home a meat-eating non-Hindu white girl than if I brought home a nice Hindu boy. A lot of the whole arranged marriage stuff is about ensuring people stay within the religion and culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad
there's
that
no
he
update
met somebody
past that.
I
am too. Then another comment. Yeah, the moment I read "if we count femboys" line, I knew exactly where the story was going. It's such an obvious foreshadowing that honestly made my suspicious eye roll flare up. But that's just me. I still enjoyed it. And then someone responded, "Yeah, as a bisexual, I was like, they're gonna try to match you with a guy now, and you're gonna realize something."
Yeah. Immediately,
and then
I was like, I think.
Yeah,
and
then someone actually responded. Yeah, and then responding to that, yeah, I think bisexual him was kind of hoping for it. He seemed pretty confident that he wouldn't get disowned, and also very confident he was never gonna get out of an arranged marriage set up with a simple conversation, and but it never occurred to him that they'd try this. Yeah, yes, it did. He was hoping for it. We all know because he was trying to date. Because he tried dating and none of the girls worked out on a personal level. He's not brave enough to like switch it to boys on Tinder. So it's kind of like a subconscious, no, this is fine.
Yeah, but also it's like I agree with the other one where it's like it's so interesting that telling your parents that you were gay was easier than like saying that you wanted to date a little bit more. But also I'm glad that, he subconsciously did that for himself so that he could really find like his person and his partner and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sad that there's no update because
I
I'm
hope
sure
they're
that
doing
they
well.
had
It's been
a
3
really
years.
large wedding. They had probably a really large wedding and it was probably really gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh God, they probably. I hope they're doing well.
Yeah.
It's been 3 years. I want an update, but there's no update in his thing. That's upsetting.
Sad. But it's okay.
So
it was still a good story. We loved it.
It was still a good story. And I love that he found his match. And I love how, like we said, like even subconsciously, like it just kind of, it worked out so well.
Yeah, so subconsciously, like it really like worked out for him. And, moving forward, they can do better. And also like, once again, love how accepting his parents were. And I also like how he did point out like the differences in religion within like acceptance of like, Hinduism versus Christianity, and him saying that his parents are more conservative, but are more conservative within this specific belief, which may change their views and differ from a lot of other people.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So the next story that we have also comes
final story.
from, the final story that we have comes from Am I the Asshole? And then it is the Am I the Asshole for wanting my friend to be more comfortable with me? Any comments off of the start?
No, because I have a feeling they're being rude to you.
Ooh.
So
interesting. Okay, here we go. We're jumping in.
What is your original thought? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think that you're the asshole for wanting your friend to be more comfortable with you, but I think it depends on how
it depends
you're
on
going
what way
about
you're
that.
wanting them to be comfy.
Yes, and things like that. So I think it's also like are you actually being disrespectful, or are you, so we will see actually,
I see your point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. 17F here. So in my class, there's this girl who is a newcomer. Let's call her Gum. We are very good friends, and she is very open and free until one day, another friend casually dropped that I am bi and told Gum to stay cautious in a joking tone when I was trying to show her how lightweight she is by picking her up. I hate that. From that moment on, she was consistently told me to stay 6 feet away, jokingly. The joking is in like things. Jokingly. I felt so bad as she was comfortable with me before. Maybe we had not hugged before, but I felt a change in her demeanor. I clarified that I think of her as a good friend and not a love interest, but the others around kept teasing, which I guess made Gum feel more uncomfortable to stay close with me. I thought she to stay close with me. I thought she and the other guy who dropped that I was bi is homophobic and was also calling and also jokingly calling the B word and also joking calling me the B word. Um, and I told them to stop being homophobic with the explanation that that her behavior made me feel hurt, and just to say that you were uncomfortable instead of always telling me to stay 6 feet away. However, I am whenever I am in her vicinity. But she started to cry as I starting to cry, saying I was accusing her of being mean. She also told me that she feels uncomfortable with anyone getting too close to her. I feel bad again, this time for assuming that she was homophobic when she was clearly just setting boundaries. But it was not my intention to make her feel uncomfortable. I'm a physically affectionate kind of person, but not in a romantic or sexual way. But fast forward to a few months later, on she was clicking photos with another girl from our class. I'm not aware of them being close to each other, but who knows? Um, who all who was picking her up like a bride for a photo, but she was unable to pick Gum up, and I offered to pick Gum up for the photo. She quickly declined. So am I the asshole for assuming that she's a homophobe and expecting to be able to have a close friendship? P.S. I am not close with her anymore. I only talk to her when needed, and she does seem the same in class. She still chats with me friendly on WhatsApp, but I really like her as a friend. I really liked her as a friend back then, as she was the one who made me feel the most comfortable in class and on WhatsApp. Who and now it's reduced to WhatsApp only.
Hmm.
And that's the end of the post. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think that she's the asshole here. For like, and I
To me,
also
she didn't
don't.
do really anything wrong.
Yeah. So I mean, I was like, I guess I think I'm just confused about why she's posting in this subreddit, because I don't think that she's the asshole here. And I don't necessarily think that this other girl is like, I think this other girl is being an asshole in a certain way,
But she's not like an asshole person. Well,
but I also think that we have to like look at the age range.
yeah. This is high school. Like, they're in high
But
school. They're
I'm also
17.
like, I just feel like it's really unfortunate because we're seeing somebody really fall into the trap of like peer pressure,
Yeah.
and somebody being like, oh, for somebody like first starting it and then being like, oh, well, because I'm new here, I want to fit in a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But I do understand like OPs like want and need to be like, hey, I liked the way that they were before because like we hung out and like they made me feel so comfortable and they always included me and it was just so much fun
Yeah. And
being their
I do
friend.
love how I think she's asking if she's the asshole because of how she made made Gum cry. Saying, "Hey, like you're being rude and you're calling me an asshole.
Yeah.
Like you're calling me mean."
Hmm.
So I think that's why she's saying, "Am I the asshole for calling her homophobic?"
Yeah. And it's also like the other thing is like, no, I'm gonna be so for real about it. No, I don't think that you're the asshole for calling her homophobic
Mm-mm.
because she was kind of being homophobic. um
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I just think that like the reason why I don't think that you're an asshole for saying that is because I do think that sometimes that language is necessary for people to understand what is actually going on. That it is, yeah, of course, that you're
Yep.
participating in like peer pressure and like wanting to like do all these things, but it's also like it's so interesting that like Gum is being like, oh, I don't like anybody being close to me, but then also is, physically already trying to be close with somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, obviously, if it is a boundary, like, hey, I don't like physical contact, that's fine. But clearly, this isn't about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly. And I feel like it could have been stated better that it was a physical boundary and not because of that.
Yeah.
But also at
If
the
it
same
was, because like
time,
to me, this just doesn't read as a Yeah, and I was like, to me, this doesn't read as a physical boundary, though. It seems like she
yes.
realized she fucked up and went, oh no, like kind of trying to back scoot herself out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of how I read it.
Yeah,
But
I
I don't
absolutely
think that
agree.
OP is the asshole at all because it's also like it
No.
takes a lot, especially at 17. It takes a lot to kind of call out a person that yes you're friends, but like you really want to be friends with, and you're still trying to get to know each other and like be close. And it's like
Yeah.
calling them out on a behavior like that
Mm-hmm.
is can be quite challenging. And so I love that she was like, hey, like you're being like homophobic, and obviously we don't know 100% the way she said it, but
Yeah, definitely.
from what we heard, just the way she's like, hey, like you're being homophobic and this is hurting my feelings, and
Mm-hmm.
then her kind of coming back to say, hey, you're calling me mean, and it's like, well, yeah, you're being rude.
Yeah,
She is putting a boundary down, saying, hey, I don't want you to say this,
yeah.
like it's hurting my feelings,
And
and you're kind of still being,
exactly. And,
you know,
one of these comments, it does say, it's like, it doesn't sound like she wants to maintain a friendship. So does it
yeah,
really matter? If
yeah,
she is, like, does it really matter if she's a homophobe? Then why would you even want to be friends with her? If it's
yep,
something else, well, she may have already made her choice to distance herself, and you have to respect that.
yeah,
And I kind of
yeah,
agree with her. It's like is this worth it, you know,
yeah,
in certain terms? And it's like
yeah,
it is just interesting to like see that, and like um I just think that is like one thing where it's like well, I mean, she did make her choice. But the next comment down here, it's like, you're the asshole. As a gay man with a husband, trust me, you cannot make people like who make people like you who don't want to like you. Sometimes you simply have to settle for, they're just not fucking with me, so I can live my life without their problems. Hooray. Enjoy your life with the people who do like you. And if you need to interact with them, be respectful, as they respect you as well. Do not harm them, but also take no shit. And honestly, I'm like, I kind of like that, because it's why do you want to maintain a friendship with somebody that
exactly.
really doesn't want to? And then another comment was like, you're the asshole in a soft way. Um, so try to think of it like this: if you were a heterosexual boy and you were offended that somebody else picked you up after they told you that they did not want physical contact and did not want you to touch them, and then for touching them, you are the asshole, because they may think that this is now a flirty interaction because of your sexuality, regardless if it was or not. Um, so it's really interesting. And they also do say it's like, she may not have interacted with many bi girls before, but that doesn't um and so that she doesn't know like how she should feel about it or what she feels about it.
Yeah, I'd say the
Anyway,
first
this
comment
friend
that
is
you read that said
outdated.
you're at the original one that you said that you're the asshole for with the gay man with his husband.
Yeah,
I don't think he was necessarily calling her an asshole. It's just a hey, like she's not being an asshole either. Like she doesn't like you just need to like not put yourself in harm's way.
yeah, it's like, it's also like one of those
You
things where
know?
it's like, you like how a lot of these commenters are like, do you really want to be friends with her? If this is her true colors and that
Yeah.
is like what it is, then yeah, it is. It's one of those things where it's like the title is like the thing that like really hooks you in, because like in our friendship, um
Mm-hmm.
In our friendship, like we really are like physically touchy like people. So I do
Yeah.
relate to OP a lot in certain terms where it's like I am a physical touchy
Yep.
person regardless. Like all of my friends know that. All of my friends
Yeah, when we laugh,
really
we're somehow always touching, or like when we're
yes.
watching something on the couch, we're
Yeah.
like
And like
cuddled.
I I mean like I get excited and like I grab people like not like crazy, but like I'm
Yes.
like I reach for somebody to like be like, "Oh my God,
You have to
look."
hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And then like,
Yeah, same.
I'm a big hand holder. I'm like I announce it. Me, I was like I'm not like, I'm not just like
Yeah.
holding my like I do announce it. I'm like, "Hold my hand, please." The I would like somebody to hold my hand now.
Please. Please,
Please
please.
hold my hand.
Yeah.
Um, but I also understand, like,
Yeah.
I do think, like, that commenter that is, like, he's like, I have a husband, and, like, you really can't make people like you who don't like you. And that is something that you
Yep.
learn over time. And it's one of those things where it is harder,
Yeah.
like, when you're younger, especially when you're in such a large peer setting like that. It is much harder, especially because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought we were friends, and we could have been friends. They just got weird. Um, but I mean,
But yes, like like you said, it's just such a big peer, you
yeah,
know,
but it's
time
also
period
like
of your life where you're
I
still learning
agree.
yourself, you're learning others, you're learning
Yeah,
how to interact with others.
mhm,
Like high school is such a
yeah,
big,
it's a weird time. It's okay.
like big part of your life where you're learning that type
Yeah,
of stuff. And so it's yeah.
but it's also like hey,
Yeah, and
you
it's
really need to
you don't need
learn
to
like
surround yourself. It is just such a like developmentally big time of your
yeah,
life, and it's why would like and it's such a hard thing of like yes, this person makes you feel comfortable and safe and stuff, but they're not.
yeah, they are not
Like
comfortable and safe.
like yes, they they're not making you feel comfortable because they're making you question if you're being mean. They're making you
Mm,
question if you're feeling rude,
mm-hmm,
And it's obviously like there are going to be points in your friendships and stuff where it's like, "Oh, I think I was a bit rude about that. Like I shouldn't have
mm-hmm,
done that." But there's a big difference in like those type of thoughts where it's just, "Oh, like I'm questioning me and she's calling me an asshole." Like I'm, like there's a big difference in the mentality there, and it's still like at that age learning it's okay to not be around those type of people,
yeah,
and it's okay to yes, this person once brought me comfort, it's okay to let that go.
yeah. I agree. I agree. But it's also like one of those things
Yeah.
where it's like it's such a hard thing to learn and do and things like that. But I do think that, this person will
Yeah.
find their friends that like them and that are not homophobic and that don't like make comments like that and things like that.
Yeah, I agree, and I hope that they're doing well. I don't know when this was posted, but oh, it was this year. It was the beginning of this year, like school year ish.
Mm,
It was 216 days ago.
wow.
So I hope that they found their friends this school year, and that if they're 17, they're probably
Yeah.
graduating. They probably just graduated. So
Trust me,
I hope that
college
they
will
found
be
their friends
better.
and they go, yeah,
College is always better.
you got this,
Yeah.
girl.
Trust me, college is
Yeah.
always better and it's that's it. That's all I have to say. Trust me, college is always better.
Yeah. And even if you don't go to college, I hope you find friends
I mean, yeah.
wherever you
Just
go.
like not being in high school is better.
Yeah. Because they're listening to this.
So,
Yeah. But that was a fun episode.
yeah, of course. So many Reddit stories.
We got to listen to some pretty good stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole 3 of them, and I loved it.
All of them.
But let us know if you guys would like us to do any certain subreddits. If you guys are
Mm-hmm.
enjoying this content, I'm enjoying reading these so much. The gay man one was fantastic. I think I'm going to be living with that one for a hot second in my brain.
I love that.
Yeah. But if you guys could, do you have anything else to say?
No. The last thing is make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit all of the buttons. We do have a Buy Me a Coffee link in our bio, as well as on Buzzsprout. You can press the little button and do whatever it wants you to do if you feel so inclined. Thank you guys so much for listening and coming back, watching us and hearing us cackle into our little void of nothingness and into our little void of Reddit as well. And I guess the last thing that we have to say to you is,
What did the void say to you?